Welcome to Chalk and Cheese Podcast. One DJ, podcast, one comedian, and two other guys. Chalk and Cheese. Come on.
Begging it.
I've got some topics. They were from Yardie.
Oh, they're shit then.
No. It's when Kane was talking about
Haven't you got any topics, you little short bitch?
yeah, I've got some.
But I can't cuss him enough because every week he comes for topics for my show.
But they were
Our show, should I say?
They
Your
were,
show.
Our show.
Did you say your show first of all?
man says his show, you know. You see that? You see the subconscious.
I know.
You see the subconscious.
It's mine.
Hey, did you not make a bag of money last week?
Yeah, we done well, man.
We got about 6 bills, and we got 2 more weeks to go, so we could get up to $1,000. But here they pay us. You see, it's a month after a month. So, so see, we do this month.
Yeah.
We don't get paid in June. We get paid in July.
Okay, so it's like a month. Wow. So
Yeah, I know. A month in a month.
So basically, what they're doing, they're making
2 months in
interesting
hand.
money.
2 months in hand. 2 months in hand. But obviously, as your time goes on, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
Because it'll be every month, then, isn't it?
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, you two as a duo though is sick. Sick.
Yeah, right.
Like, bro, you see the mum thing. Right, it's getting political.
No, but I'm saying that
That was absolute comic genius.
No.
Right,
Can I just tell you something? This is what was funny, yeah? So I watched it a couple of times. And then the second time when Dizzle walked past your mum, you know that his hood brushed on her stomach. I said, oh,
Ah, shit.
I said, oh, Chris is keeping a straight face. They'd have to stop shooting. Whoever was moving that would have to stop shooting. I'll drag him down the stairs, brother. I'll punch him in his nose. You're fucking mad.
Yeah, you know, yeah, how hard it is to do a sketch with Dizzle because he comes out with the most. Like, I weren't expecting that laugh.
I wasn't expecting that.
That laugh was funny because it was a proper feedback. That was I've got you back.
Yeah.
He doesn't give you any warning that he's gonna do some fuckery.
I never warned that I was going to stuff up my front like that. I don't
give you no warning when he's doing a sketch. You just have to fucking do it. It will take at least 2 to 3 takes. Yeah.
You can't. She said she's quarantine. She's self-isolated. But your mom's acting it. Oh, look at this.
Your mom's acting was on point.
No, but you see what killed it?
On point.
I never see when she would that. I never even tell her to do that. See, at the end when Chris looked at her very pissed, and she looked like Chris
Yeah.
Killed it.
Yeah.
Killed it to me.
Yeah.
That was comedy. That was genius.
Timing.
That was genius. That's why if I could have hugged her if I saw that part that she did that part.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
No more hugging and brushing.
Yeah.
The way Chris came in the door on some, where you been, man? I've been out here waiting, man. What's going on? She's like, I'm busy. Like,
I
didn't know where it was going.
Yeah. So I've got some topics.
All right, let's roll.
So guys, how important, is sex in your relationship?
We'll let Dizzle start with that then.
How important?
Yes.
It's very, 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 very important.
Yeah.
To a man like me, even if this, because sometimes sex is my, you know what I'm saying? That's where I judge you off, really.
What's more important, sex or communication then?
Sex.
Sex.
So I can fuck you and just go sleep.
Yeah. I'm not listening. But
Yeah. I'm just busting one up. We're set.
You don't want to hear nothing after the sex.
No one knows the hair. I don't know what about next man. Which man wants to hear stories after they just bust them up? I don't know. That's what you're supposed to ask yourself. Is that the time for conversation now? After I'm done get pussy, I'm done come. What? There's nothing to talk about. Pass the lighter. Turn down the light. Turn up. You turn down the TV, little please. More and sleep. That's all we have to say. It's them 3 things. It's 4 things actually.
The only 2 words. Yeah, man. Yeah. Good night.
Or get me a drink or a sandwich. That's all. There's no conversation.
So you think sex is more important than communication, or do you think
because I can communicate with a girl. I mean, I could communicate, and then I'm fucking her back's arched like Turtle Bay, and I'm thinking. You just get fed up on this jump on the back and then sit down. She'll be like, you know, fuck this. I'm just like, fuck it, man.
All right. So on a percentage-wise, how much communication, how much sex, percentage-wise?
80% sex and 20% communication.
All right, Kane, how important is sex in a relationship to you?
It's very important. You know what?
That man got new youths and he's 50. You can't see that man is still fucking at the face.
Yeah. All right. So go on. Kane.
Hey, listen, let me tell you something there. Sex is so important. People don't. It's not the sex, you know. It's not just sex.
Can you communicate through sex? Your body's
if sex goes out of a relationship, there's no relationship. There's none. There's none. I don't care. Even if you say to me, all right, everyone might go for a dry spell, innit, where it might be like a few weeks or whatever, yeah? But you see, if you're bleeding into 2 months and all them
No.
It's a problem.
All right, what about them couples that are celibate? They're all right without sex.
You're mad. They're not fine. They're not fine.
They think they're fine.
You know
when they cuss, but they don't realize what they're cussing over.
But yeah. You're arguing.
Arguing for anything.
Anything.
The man's cussing them with a fucking hard on.
Why are you using purple cabbage? What's this? You know, like.
All right. So what about communication then, Kane?
Communication is important.
On a percentage-wise, then sex and communication.
I think sex is just is more than communication. But
all right, so Dizzle said 80.
It's not 80-20. Dizzle's taking it too far. That's foolishness. He might as well get
30.
He's one of them, but that's a sex though. 80-20 is a sex. But granted, it's the new one. You know the computer one that talk back to you. When you like something. Yeah, that one, yeah. That's 80-20. I'd say probably 60-40. No, 65-35.
Why? Why do you say that?
I just feel like sex is just so important because
communication.
But communication is really important because you see, if you can't communicate with your partner, it brings up so many other problems as well. So many other problems where you're not communicating with me. I can't read your mind. You can't read my mind. Now we're at a battle of wills now. Everybody's upset and no one don't know why.
But Kane, if the sex is shit, then even if you don't communicate, you need something to hold on to, that good piece of pussy. You know the way, that good dick shit. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes the relationship ain't good, you know. But see, because the sex is so fucking great, it binds. So you will put up with certain shit. If the sex is dead and the communication's even deader, that's a car crash.
I know, but I disagree.
What about you then, Ceesix?
Yeah, but I'm going to get that. Just based on what Dizzle said, yeah? That works in, you know, like the friendship.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But as a relationship, though, once if any of them go, the other one stops. You get what I'm saying? If you're not communicating, you're not going to just be on some regular beating. And if you're not on regular beating, you're definitely not going to communicate.
So you think it's 50-50?
No. For me, sex is mad. It's very important. Like, very important. I feel like you need to, that's where you should connect. I think a lot of people, I'll talk about that in a minute, but I'd say 60-40, yeah.
You think so?
60-40.
Same kind of ratio.
60-40. But you know what? You know what I think happens, though? You know what
20% difference. 20. Oh.
You know what I think happens, Chris? Yeah?
Go on.
I think, yeah, that you see the man them, yeah, when they get with their woman that they want to be with, yeah, they usually don't have that girl that they want to do all the sex things with as the woman they want to be with. Do you know what I'm saying? So the woman that they really want to be with as their wife or whatever, they look for other qualities. But the thing, that's where the sex is. And I think sometimes people pick the wrong partner to be in a long-term relationship and they have better sex with someone else.
Yeah.
So and that's why I realized what I said to somebody. And I realized, I worked out the other day, there's good sex and there's compatible sex. You catch what I'm dealing with? Now, good sex is good sex. You catch what I'm dealing with? But you see, when you're compatible with somebody, it's different. The sex is different. It's like you feel more. It's like your souls.
You love them.
Yeah, and it's like you do more freaky shit with that one that you won't do with. You understand?
Ceesix.
No, come on. No man can't tell me there's certain girls that they would open up with, but they wouldn't do it with their next. You understand? The next girl wouldn't make them feel that kind of way. You know what I mean? Even though the sex is
Has a girl ever put her finger up your batty before they did?
No.
You're a liar.
My batty's too tight for that.
You're a liar. You're a liar.
You know what it is? I'm afraid that I might shoot on her hand or pop on her
Dizzle,
finger.
you're a liar. So what freaky? Oh, wait. So what freaky shit have you done then? That you was like that you wouldn't do with another girl, but you do with this girl that you had boom sex with, that you're compatible with.
Dizzle will ride her face.
Kane wants to write down. I don't trust Kane with these things. I don't trust Kane. He's nasty.
No,
I don't trust you, Kane.
I know,
but you know me. You could have asked me outside the group.
You had the digit in your booty hole, baby.
Yeah, the cutie in your booty.
I think for me, I think it's 50-50, you know, because Dizzle said,
Chris is chatting shit.
No, let me explain.
Chris, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that, because I know you, innit?
Are you gonna let me explain? Are you gonna let me explain?
No, I'm gonna make it explain, but just don't chat shit, please.
All right, I'm not chatting shit, but let me explain. Yeah, you said that when you have compatible sex, it's amazing, but the only way you can have that type of sex is through communication, isn't it?
No.
Not necessarily.
No, because you remember you could have compatible sex. You could have compatible sex with somebody they want to be with, you know.
It's like a connection, you know.
Yeah. Chemistry, like a key and a door.
Yes.
A door and a key.
Yeah, you've had that because you haven't looked at that, because you like probably get the little scankos or just want to swing out their little red pussy. You haven't even took the time to get compatible with nobody.
No, trust me.
You haven't.
All right, okay.
So you don't know. Because you don't know the what's the difference between compatible sex and good sex then?
I've had very good compatible sex.
Why? What's the difference?
It's like everything.
It's like
everything. You know when you grab them and that, and you're making noises you shouldn't be doing and shit.
It's like you're making fuck loving.
Yeah, you know they want it.
It's fuck loving.
Yeah,
there's a difference.
You know. Listen, when you get that compatible connection, yeah, it's wild, you know.
Yeah.
You say you know what happens here. This is what I've realized here. Because when the man them have them conversations, that's never usually their wife or the woman that they want to be with. And I think that's a big problem. I feel
and that's why I worked it out. That's why I think sorry to cut you, Ceesix, and make you go back. But I think that is because I worked it out the other day. Like, even though the sex is good, but you're running from the compatible one, and really the compatible one, because she's never the wifey type, if you know what I'm saying. But so we're never going to give her the chance. It's good compatible sex and real, but there's always something that's missing that we're looking for from the wifey that she's not gonna. You know the way the wifey quality.
Can't you train her though? Like through communication.
I don't.
Through communication, can't you train her to?
Sometimes a woman is too fast on training, you know.
Sex specialist.
Hold on, you can train to get.
I've done that loads of times. I've trained bare girls into what I want them to be, and it's amazing.
No, but Chris, you can train them.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you can't train a connection, bro.
No,
yeah.
You can't train a connection. What this is what I'm saying, but what I mean is, listen to this, imagine this. If you say to yourself, raw, girl A, sex is amazing, like we got this mad connection, we just do everything, like it's proper. Like when I think about sex, that's who I think about. But boy, you know what? I wouldn't wife her still in a car. Well, the things I've done, you know, boy, I don't know about that, yeah?
Yeah, understand.
I don't even think
hold on.
It's not the sex part.
There's something written in the person.
It's not the sex part.
Something that's just the spark.
Yes,
whatever it is.
Only on the sex, and
yes,
for some reason,
I hear you.
Not with the other things.
I hear you.
Yes.
Correct,
Kane.
Think about this. So then, girl B now possesses all the other things that you're looking for in a woman, but the sex isn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what?
I'm going with B.
I know you're going with B, But you see, in 5 years' time, that's when you're gonna fuck up. Or 10 years' time, you're gonna.
So would you rather?
Sorry, 1 second. Unless you say to yourself, you know what, I've had that, and I'm gonna let that go. But when you
have to let it go, you have to let it go. You have to.
But it's easier said than done. You're not talking about. So I'm going to get you back. The way you say when we say, "Oh, you have to let it go," it's easier said than done. Come as girls, we say we're going to stop fuck, and we still fuck them. You know the way there.
Yeah.
It's easy. No, we can say at the time. At the time, it's easy on paper. Fuck.
All right. So Dizzle, let me ask you all a question then. Would you rather the wifey that's not great in bed, or would you rather the opposite? So the woman that's great in bed and she's not got the other qualities of a wifey.
Wifey is wifey, innit? Like wifey brings more to the table than
you catch what I'm dealing with. That's why it's hard to say. Remember when you put that word wifey.
All right, let's start with Dizzle. Go on.
It's back to what Kane said. That word wifey, from you say that's wifey and you even class her as wifey, that means you've put her in a platosphere.
Even
already.
Though the sex ain't good.
Yeah, you remember certain girls will put wifey already before the sex, because of how she is, the connection, how she carry herself, her career-wise. You understand me? Say, right, Clark, this is wifey. You understand? Then the sex, and if it's a good wifey, the sex is going to be last. You catch what I'm dealing with? And then, so when you get the sex, and then you get the sex, it's good sex because you in your head you want it to be wifey.
They're the ones you're prepared to wait for. When she takes every box,
even though it's sex. Remember, you remember you're not going to watch how the sex is, because you just want to get the sex.
Yeah,
everybody seal the deal. You want to seal the deal.
But also,
what about you, Kane? Go on.
You see, when wifey is in your life, the sex is when you emotionally attach yourself to a woman. That's when you get the best sex. Like when you free up yourself and say, do you know what, this is wifey. You can't. Although you might have had partners in the past where it's like, right, it's sex, and you can't beat being with someone who you love. You can't beat that.
I hear you, but it can. But what about long term?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So would you rather?
But remember, you're not saying it like the sex has to be bad with wifey. That don't.
No, I'm asking on a general. Like it's like, would you rather? It's not like it's a more of a would you rather question. Would you rather a wifey that's bad in bed or a girl that's great in bed and she ain't got the wifey quality?
No, it's got to be
it's
wifey,
just a
man.
different question.
Long term, man. Wifey's long term.
So you rather the wifey that's bad in bed?
Wifey's long term.
You're gonna cheat on her.
No, not necessarily.
Wifey's getting bun.
Yeah, if she's bad in bed, you're staying out late.
But I think that bad in bed means what though? Like when you're with someone and if you got a connection in other ways, then you connect in the bedroom as well.
No, it ain't. But remember, when you cheat on your wife, remember when you got a side chick, when you got a side chick, the side chick gives you the best pussy that you wish your wifey was giving you this pussy. That's how she gets to that's how she gets to be the side chick, because she's giving you some wicked piece of pussy that you're thinking, rah. If only. You know the way there? There's always a greater pussy, and then you connect to it. That's why the side chicks is always there, because you connect with her.
They're there to make the perfect package. So you received the perfect package. I've got the perfect.
Offer the two of them.
All your boxes are ticked. You know what I think? Let me tell you what I was saying, yeah? Because
what about you, see?
What I think happens, yeah, is I'm not saying that wifeys have bad sex. Don't ever get me twisted. But what I'm saying is, as men, when as Dizzle said before, when you're looking for that box to be ticked, when you're looking for the wife, that kind of thing, that's in your head, men always put the sex right at the back of the tick box checklist, and then wonder why 5 years time they're acting up. If you include that into your tick boxes, like you include it, then you have a better package. Because as Kane said, the connection, once it's wifey and you're feeling where, but if you had that boom sex with her and the willingness to do things with her and go places with her and just be free with her, and it was really good, there's no straying.
Yeah,
because all the boxes. You might have to untick one of the boxes and swap it with sex, because you can't have everything.
No, I don't think that's the case. I think, if I'm being honest with you, I think that once you see, if you focus on something, it's about building, isn't it? It's like, if you're trying to run 4 companies, all of them are gonna fail, isn't it? If you're trying to do everything by yourself.
No, that's what you believe. It doesn't necessarily believe.
It depends.
That's what I'm saying. You can't say that, Kane. You can't say that. That's your country to believe.
No, hold on.
That's your country to believe.
No, hold on.
I lied, those Ceesix.
If you're trying to wait a second. If you're trying to run something without a team, yeah, like you're gonna spread yourself too thin. So you're not giving the energy where you're supposed to be giving it to try.
I don't believe so because I'm everybody.
No, I get what you're saying.
I always say, but I'm not getting what I'm saying. You're not getting what I'm saying because I know Kane does more than one thing. If you know what I'm saying, and he's and you're successful in all what you're doing.
I get what you're saying.
Do you catch what I'm dealing with?
So like I focused on just comedy, yeah. So like I focused on just comedy. I'd be on social media all the time. I'd be doing this, but because I don't have to do it, I don't put myself in that position where I'm like, right, it's make or break for me with comedy. Do you understand what I mean? So I could be further in my career, but because I've got other things going on. Okay. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's not that I'm not successful, but I could be doing more.
You can maintain 4 businesses, but you can't run and give 100% to 4 businesses because you've only got 100%. So every 4 business would only get 25% of you.
Right. So it's the same with women. Like I feel like if you give a woman the 100%, you're gonna get the best out of that relationship. The more you dilute that, the less you're gonna get from her.
Say it's us then. Say it's us as the man. I reckon the perfect chick is if a woman should say to herself, you know what? Why don't I be a wife and a side chick at the same time?
Yes, you're right.
Because I'm dealing with.
But some wifeys don't know how to. They don't know how to do that.
But there's some wifeys that know how to do that and they are successful with their marriage.
But then that goes back to when you're choosing your wifey because you've now unticked that box. If that was an important box to you, like you said at the beginning of this conversation, how important is it? If you treat that as an important part of the relationship and have it as your box to be ticked, then you won't be suffering with the teeth. You'll be getting the full sloppy and you'll enjoy it forever and you won't stray. I'm telling you. Why would you?
I feel like Chris is touching his hood. Chris!
I know. Looking down at his, a little pervert. Little dirty piece of shit.
No,
but it's real. Go on.
I still feel that I would still rather the wifey though, because I still think that you could.
Chris, why do you think that you're chatting shit?
Shut up, Dizzle. Shut up.
I know, but come on, man.
Let him talk. Let me explain. A side chick is good, yeah, but they've got nothing else. I like personality as well, you know. All right. I like someone I can sit down and have a little chin wag with and a little bit of cup of tea.
What? So, let me ask you a question. Let me ask Kane and Chris a question. Yeah, this question for Kane and Chris.
Yeah.
You lie.
If you guys said at the beginning, the first question was how important is sex?
Yeah.
And if you guys put it so high as important, how now is it not important?
It's not that I don't think
it's like you're just saying.
But that's why I said 50-50 from the beginning. But
hold on a second. The choice was between sex and communication.
No, at the beginning, listen. If you Kane said that sex gets 65%, communication gets 35%, and now you've got the choice to choose. You're choosing 35% over 65. What kind of?
No, the choice was sex or communication.
No, listen to what I've said. At first, it was what is your percentages of that? Yeah,
you said the choice was communication or sex.
No, let me hear what you say. I don't want to get Ceesix point.
Chris asked you at the beginning for a good relationship. What is the percentages of sex and communication? You said 65% sex and 35% communication. Now the question is, what would you rather? And you've chosen the 35% over the 65%. That means you're not a great businessman because you're choosing the smaller portion.
No, he didn't hear that. He probably didn't hear.
No, it's not that I didn't hear it. No, what I understand what Ceesix is trying to say, but this is what sex and communication, they go hand in hand anyway. Like
so that's why can't you say it's 50-50 then?
But I'm saying to you, you know what pisses me off about Ceesix? He said 60 fucking 40. Who said 60 40? You're 5% different. So get out of it.
I did say that, but I haven't chosen. But now I haven't switched my answer. But
you have. You choose the wifey as well. You choose the wifey with the bad sex.
I said.
You said I'll choose the wifey with the bad sex. Then you're 5% different from me.
I didn't.
You're a hypocrite.
I think you did.
Listen to what I said. What I said was.
You're a hypocrite. You're a living room guy. Get out of here.
Untick that box and put the sex in and put the sex box in. I haven't actually answered that question.
You fucking did answer it.
Kane, would you like me to rewind this tape and do what I did to Dizzle with the laugh?
You could have done Dizzle. Dizzle's got bad memory. He smoked weed. I don't smoke weed. I
You eat purple cabbage. You eat purple cabbage. It does the same thing.
All right. So speaking of girlfriends and stuff like that, would you guys date one of your friends' ex?
No, you should say, have we?
Yeah. Have you or would you?
All right, so two things, yeah? Is it a close friend?
Isn't it?
And how long were they together for?
It's a close friend, and together they're probably about 2 years. Yeah, so they've been together for.
How long ago? And how long ago was it? These are key factors.
That's to be specific.
Yeah, these are key factors.
Basically, it's yes, but it depends.
Yeah.
Like if it was just a side thing, then you would date your wifey. So
right
what if that is his trash? Would you turn that into diamond?
No,
you know,
but can I say something to you? Remember, you don't remember. It's a thing called fall in love. You don't plan to fall. Remember, I've been with a sket, and I know she's a sket, but I've still been around her.
I've never done that. Are you serious?
No, but
you fall in love with a sket? No, brother, I've never done that.
Not fall in love, but you know she's. You get me?
Did you know she was a sket beforehand?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
You're nasty then.
I know.
Yeah, because you're dirty as well.
We posted battery at, and I said, right, this girl's Chris. The man that was cussing me. I took her for myself. They were cussing me.
You gotta rate him though. You gotta rate him. He's honest.
They was cussing me. The thing was Chris.
Because you know what?
Way, babe, you could never be getting batteried by these little waistband talk. Took her home for myself.
Man, listening to Drake and chatting to the girl. But you have to understand this, yeah? You know why I rate him, yeah? Because he's just keeping it real. The thing is, yeah, you may not have known, but if you ever fallen in love with a girl that's no good for you, for whatever reason, it's just the same as that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You get what I'm saying?
So if you know that enough man I've been through and everybody look at her like trash, and you look at Rounded. Not Snickers, you know, marathon, brother.
Yeah, for me, it's too much pride. I think that, it's too much pride for me. I think that if I know you're a sketel.
No, but you know when the girl saw Chris and you think, why would you want to do this? You know,
you know, there's got issues.
You go to the strip club and think, why are you here?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But that's like, you know, like porn. You know, you watch porn, you're like, you don't need to be doing this. You could do
No, can I say something to you? I watch some porn and I see some Chris girl getting fucked by some, and it just hurt my soul in her. Yeah. And the man's all dealing. Like, if we don't deal with her like that, you pussy on.
Leave her.
That's what Dizzle. That's why I think material. That's why I think.
Hey, you'd be surprised how much. Listen, they get. All right, listen to this here. If you think about it, you know, how many times have you watched Jeremy Kyle or one of them idiot shows, yeah, and see the people that are arguing over relationships, and then there's some Chris's that have got no man or no gal, and there's people out there that fall in love with the worst, the scum. Do you get what I'm saying? The scum.
That's Kane has never told me that he's never been at a bar and kissed a girl. No. And that girl just gave head.
All right. Wait.
Just came in and I'm still wet. I see Kane. Hello, Gabs.
You know what pisses me off about Dizzle, yeah? Just because he's done it, he's got to try and bring other people. involved in his nasty shit.
I can see him with the, at the bar with the shirt and the little tight gold chains choking up his rascal.
You know what's funny though? But you know what's funny? He's the one, yeah.
You want girl? You want girl? Come here. Get us a wet one. Nah.
Get the wet one.
He's openly admitted that he's been taking next man's DNA. You had the man's DNA and he was happy to take it.
Yeah, but you're not. That's what I'm saying. But you're not admitting it. You're lying. You can see it.
Did you strap up?
Why do you think this is white hair? That's not grey. That's not grey. That's stain.
I'm asking you a question.
That's stain.
Did you strap up? That's what I'm asking. With that nasty girl, the wife, the Chris one, did you strap up?
No.
Why would I strap up?
Did you strap up? I'm asking the question.
Yeah, to tell you how Chris she was.
I don't care how Chris she was. You just said that man was running battery.
That's what I'm saying. So I've never been back.
You never strapped up.
That's a joke. Of course I'm bare back.
You bare back.
I mean,
but this is what pisses me off. Everybody can talk about me and wonder why his moustache can't grow. The man burned off every follicle when he's grabbing that girl's pussy. Are you supposed to test that battery acid? Hold on.
That's a permanent IMAC business going on.
Hey, you know when you put a battery in your tongue and it stings? You say, I put this to a 9 volt. Hey, what you
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, that's mad. To be honest,
all right, C6. Would you date your friend's ex C6?
Nah, to be honest, it's a no-no, and it's off limits.
No, you wouldn't do it.
But to be honest, as I'm saying, like as Dizzle said, like rightly, like you don't choose who you fall in love with. Like that's why sometimes you've dated some critters, and then end up with the idiot and your brothers and then what blood? What about Rare? You're like, it's just whatever you connect with. As you don't choose it sometimes. So what I would do if it was a virgin's ex, I'd just take a wide berth. I just allow it. I just don't want to be involved. But it depends how close of a friend.
Yeah, I got too much pride for a man to
pride. You ain't got no pride. Your pride tree. At the Yardie, them say your pride tree broke long time.
Yeah, I don't want my friends' leftovers. I can't.
That's like me. I would never deal with a girl after Chris.
Yeah, but
especially after you.
But Chris, if the circumstances were the girl went out with him 5 years ago. They split up. They were together for a couple of years. Didn't work out. But you two connected. No. You wouldn't be with her. If you connected with her.
All right, Chris. Let me ask you.
What if they were together 10 years ago?
That can work.
All right, Chris. Let me ask you the same question. Let me ask you the same question in reverse. You get with a girl, you like her, start dating her. You just, you know what? This is the one. Rare. Boom. You bring her around the man them, and then the man's like, raw. Tanisha, what?
Tanisha, you understand?
Then you think, like, what? She's like, oh yeah, I was with him for 4 years. And you're not making it worse. He's literally a Dizzle. Like, he's not Dizzle because she should tell you about Dizzle because of the podcast. But it's not Dizzle, but it's someone like bait out there.
Yeah.
You know that he done some things to her that you don't.
But you've done connect with her already. You've got a connection. You get on with her. What are you gonna do? You say don't kiss her already.
You say don't kiss her already.
Yeah, you're not gonna drop her.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to just stick with it because that's a different one because I didn't know.